What's up, everybody, and welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. Today is a very special Raw TV because we're going to give out some information that I feel like a lot of trainers, not a lot, a couple of trainers out there, because there's only a couple using it, are using to bait people to hire them. And that's how to solve metabolic damage. Now, there's a couple of videos about Lane Norton, who is one of these people who claims to have the key to fixing metabolic damage. And I understand some of you guys are like, oh, well, Lane has great points and I like you both, but you should stop because he has good, points and he gives out information. His information is good. Look, the bottom line is you guys wouldn't even give a shit about Lane. Excuse me. And some of you, not all of you, wouldn't even give a shit about me if we weren't giving you something for free. If there was nothing free in this for you, you wouldn't be watching these videos. You wouldn't be sticking up for Lane. Lane's not teaching you anything that's not out there on the internet that you can't find through a Google search. Okay, bottom line is if you really wanted this information, you could find it out without Lane giving it to you. The stuff that I tell you, you can't find out on your own. This is stuff that's been handed down from me, and it's not on Google, and you can't just go find it. But bottom line is there are people like Qlerb or Clerb or whatever the fuck his name was, who as long as I'm giving out free information that he can benefit from, I'm cool. If he can't benefit from it, I'm an asshole, I'm a dick, and I'm fat, I'm this, I'm that, Lane, also, the digs I've taken on Lane are towards Lane. He decided that he wanted to talk about my mom and my girlfriend. Now, Lane, you have a wife and a mom. I would shut the fuck up if I were you about stuff like that because you don't want to go there. I'm not going to sit here and insult your family members because I can't get to you, because I'm obviously getting to you because you can't do anything to me, so you go after them, which really doesn't bother me, because if you ever met my mom, 2 minutes in a room alone with her, and all 4'11" of her, and she would beat the shit out of you, and you'd run out of there screaming with your tail between your legs. So there's nothing you can say about my mom, my girlfriend, or anybody. They're thick-skinned like I am, so it really doesn't matter. But there's one thing that I can do that will help people for free, and at the same time expose some of what Lane likes to do, and that's fix metabolic damage. Here's how it works, okay? We're going to use the exact same, let me adjust the camera here, the exact same instance that Lane used. 2 hours of cardio a day, steady state, with 600 calories a day. Now, first of all, if you're following a trainer that's giving you 600 calories a day and 2 hours of steady state cardio, that's pretty stupid to begin with. Something should set off some bells and alarms before you get to 600 calories that something isn't right. But now, here's what happens. If you climb up the mountain over 15, 20 weeks real intensely, and you get to the show, do you climb back down the mountain slowly just as long, or do you jump face first off the mountain and land on your face and kill yourself? Because that's what's happening most of the time. Nobody takes the same amount of time to come off the diet and train just as intensely. They figure, I'm at the show, I'm just going to stop the cardio, eat whatever I want, and they blow up, and they're calling that metabolic damage. Now, the idea is, get to the top of the mountain, slowly come back down the other side. So if you dieted for 20 weeks, you should reverse diet for 20 weeks coming off the opposite side of it, and then you wouldn't have metabolic damage. But let's say you didn't do that. Let's say you stopped doing the cardio, you started eating junk off your 600 calories a day, and you gained 20 pounds. Now, how do you reverse what's been done to you? Well, the first thing you do that these trainers don't want you to know is, if you're doing that steady state cardio, you now can cut your 2 hours down to about 25 minutes of high intensity interval training cardio. Prowler, tire flips, intervals where you may be doing 3 minutes intense, 1 low. Stuff like that, that increases the intensity of the workout, and you wind up increasing your metabolism with less time on the cardio. So now you're basically increasing your metabolism while decreasing your time on the cardio equipment. Right there, you've cut your cardio in half. Next thing you do is add calories to your diet from protein, okay? Protein, not carbs, not fat, protein. It's been proven by ingesting protein, you get a metabolic spike just from ingesting it. So it doesn't even matter if it's chicken, tuna, whey protein, you get a metabolic spike. So now increasing your protein, let's say 100 calories, which is only like 25 grams of protein. You think you're going to get fat from 25 grams of protein? No, you now have increased your calories up to 700 right away, got an increased metabolism, and cut your cardio back down in half. You are going to start losing weight. Now you go back in the gym and use compound movement lifts, which are very metabolic boosting lifts. Squats, leg presses, walking lunges, chin-ups, bench presses, dips, all those heavy compound movements, right, in 10 to 12 range, roughly, or somewhere around there. If you want to, go ahead and train to failure. All that's going to do is go ahead and even give you more of a metabolic boost and make sure that your body is fed and you're getting rest. So now you get the stimulus from the cardio, the stimulus from training with the compound movements, the stimulus from the proteins that you're taking in your rest and recovery. So you're not training as much with the weights, not training as much with the cardio. Now, what do you do after this? As your metabolism starts to pick up and your weight starts to drop, you add another 100 calories protein. So now you're already up from 600 calories, to 800. So you're almost back to 1,000 calories baseline. And you slowly add this up as your body starts to come down in body weight. You're adding those protein sources, building the metabolism back up. And when you get to a point where your proteins need to be stable where you're at, then now you have a more efficient metabolism. Now, carbohydrates are like firewood. The metabolism is the fire. It has to be fed the carbs now to speed up again. Now what you can do is weekly refeed. So one day a week, you have a refeed with an extra 100 grams of carbs in it. Now what happens is the first time you do it, you may get bloated after you eat it, but the next day you're going to wake up starving because your metabolism is going to increase with something I call metabolic momentum. I don't know the scientific term for it, but it's like slamming on the gas on your car and then taking your foot off the gas. You get a big push and then you coast. When the car starts to slow down again, you hit the gas again, a big push, slow down. Same thing. So you do your weekly refeeds until sometimes you're getting up to twice weekly refeeds. Okay, so now you're getting 2 bumps in metabolism twice a week by jacking your calories up, by slowly adding your protein, and that's how it goes. It works in steps like that, going reverse dieting down the other side of the hill to where your metabolism is now taking in maybe 1,500 calories, which they may consider low still by Lane standards, but you're having refeeds, you're eating more foods, you're doing less cardio, your weight training is intense, your weighted body fat is going down, and you're looking and feeling a million times better. Now, here's the other thing. A lot of these trainers, I shouldn't say a lot because not a lot of them do this, feel like, oh, you could be eating 24,000, 3,000 calories. It's a proven scientific fact. The more calories you take in on a daily basis throughout your life shortens your life. It's harder for your body to use. It makes your body work harder. They have found that if you restrict your calories, you live a longer life and are healthier. So no, you don't want excess calories, 2,500 calories on a 5'1" frame girl weighing 105 pounds. You don't want to be stuffing yourself and be tired of eating food. You want to make sure that you have the middle level, not too little, not too much where it's putting stress in your body, but that middle level of calories so that your body functions properly and you feel good, but you're not taxing your systems, you're not tearing your metabolism down either. That's the final key for speeding up a metabolism. Not making you fatter in the off season so you have more of a cushion when you hit a plateau. That's bullshit. That stuff works great with bodybuilders, but something with a 5'1" girl eating 3,000 calories, that's bullshit. That body does not need that amount of calories. So I hope you guys can understand now that this is not magic. It's not something super complicated. It's been around for a long time. I do it with a lot of clients. Other people that have figured it out will give you enough to make you interested and then reel you in so that you hire them and pay money to get what I just told you. So what I just told you costs a lot of money, and I just gave it to you for free. I'm not making anything from it. That's how it works. And to Lane or anyone else that's going to say it's a bunch of bullshit, doesn't work that way, go hire one of these guys and then come back and tell me if it's any different. BioSCTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below. www.biosctraining.com is the blog. Welcome to having a better, healthier metabolism by using a reverse diet method to fix metabolic damage. We're out.